What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back to you today with another Damachi video. Now, a lot of you guys ask me about Wrecker Buster, and I won't lie, I have gotten a little jaded on Wrecker Buster over the years, but I got a really good idea today, and I think we can make a fun video out of this. Now, you see my rank over there is pretty okay. It was actually much better just a few minutes ago, but what I was thinking, and this was just me thinking, can we make a top 500 team just with recently obtainable units? So what I mean by that, if we go here into the actual event itself, I mean, obviously we have the anniversary units, and of course I'm going to use Bet from the anniversary. But there's a lot of people that have either re-rolled recently or maybe have joined us for the game for the first time. Can we build a top 500 score with only units that you would have been able to obtain within the past few months? Now, essentially what that means is that I've got units here that you could have probably gotten on tickets or gotten on the free daily summons or any kind of means like that. Maybe it was an exchange unit you got on the banners, whatever the case may be. And I know it's I'm essentially the reason I'm doing this is because I could use all the crazy top tier units that everybody's using, but that's boring. Let's be fair. That's entirely boring. And so few people are going for that top 50 slot. I want to build something realistic. So if I can do this with mostly non-free-to-play unit, or mostly non-time limited units, and the only time limited unit being Bet that is actually on the current banners, I think this is a team that more people could probably build, especially if you notice my Elise is only +3. I wish I had her maximum broken. If I had her maximum broken, we'd been in a better spot. But it is what it is. So obviously I'm using the Fire Tiona. I'm using Light Haruhime, and she's basically got the War Princess's ear cuff, if I go in here. She's got the War Princess's ear cuff essentially to give her basically nerf her health, and that way on turn, in fact I could probably do myself a huge favor. No, let's do this. Let's change her equipment and give her a really low end, like a level 1 or something. Seal, there we go. Seal anklet at a level 1. That's perfect. Because one of the things that I've had a problem with is she's had, dare I say, too much defense. Because the whole point of the War Princess's ear cuff is that, nope, that is level 90. Okay, it is what it is. The main thing with the War Princess's ear cuff is that it basically nukes your defense. It nukes your HP. So she's got, what's her HP score? Let's see here. HP score is 437, and now with like what 87 defense, she's basically going to be able to take one hit and then we'll probably just go down, which is exactly what we want, quite frankly. So that's the main reason that we're using her in this way. Now, the good and the bad to this, Reveria doesn't produce damage for the first 3 turns, so we're looking for a turn 4 loss. But on the flip side, we'll be using her SA to go ahead and buff everybody, because as you can see here, the next unit on our team is Tiona. Now, Tiona's big claim to fame is the fact that she gets 120% on her big single target attack. She gets 120% buff per strength and magic buff, but the reality is we're only using for the magic buff here. Now, her SA does 150, and the really nice part is here, she's going to remove that magic buff. And we really need to remove that magic buff here because Reveria is going to buff her magic on turn 4, 8, and 12. If we don't remove that, that SA is going to wipe the whole team out, essentially. By turn 12, it's going to be unstoppable. So, in essence, we need her to remove that that magic buff. Now, there are other units that can do it, but she's going to be really well suited to this. That's the main reason we're using Haruhime, is because Haruhime does a 120% strength and magic buff, while Elise does 100% physical buff to everybody. Really getting that extra magic buff out there is going to help Tiona produce the kind of damage that she needs to produce. Now, we're also using the newest Argo Bell. He's really, really solid. He's got a good heal. He's got a good single target attack. Fantastic unit all the way around. Reveria's an interesting bag here. Now, she can do magic resistance. I have mostly been using her for critical and penetration because everybody anymore gets huge bonuses for critical and penetration. So that's kind of what she's on the team for. A better build, and I'll be honest, the only unit I could think that would actually do it is time limited, so I haven't done this. But if you have some units on your team that can do, and I apologize. For some reason, I'm having summer allergies. I don't know what this is all about. But in essence, if you have somebody that can do a KO save in place of Reveria, that actually might help your team out a lot. But as it stands, this is kind of where I'm going with this. Now, finally, we got Bet, the brand new fire unit. Really needs no introduction. Fantastic unit all around. Assist side. In the front end, I've got Ali. Ali's just an SA gauge charge buffer. Fantastic unit. Finn is there to, believe he's the physical debuffer? No, he's not physical. Fire resistance debuffer. Great unit. 25% down. Can't really beat that. Now, here's the interesting thing. Remember, Tiona's the only real magic unit on the team, so I need to do a couple of things. I need to debuff magic, but I'm doing that with Demeter that's tied to Reveria. I also need to buff magic. And since I have some physical buffers on here, I don't have a magic buffer. This Eyes will actually buff magic, and she'll do 111% SA gauge charge gain, essentially on that skill. So there's a huge benefit to throwing her on here. In fact, I just saw a hole in my team that I could easily fill here. Well, no, actually, I take that back. I'm going to keep it as is. The main reason I'm going to do that is because finally in my fourth slot, I should say, I have Lily with a 20% single target buff. There are 25% single target buffers out there, but I believe they're all time limited. At least all the ones I have and I can think of are time limited. But its last spot attached to Bet is Ryu. Ryu's going to do a physical buff. She's also going to do a fire buff. I thought for a moment that I might be able to put Tiona on the backside, but then Tiona's not going to get the fire buff, and we really need Tiona to get to the fire buff. So, Bet's got a good barrier. Bet's going to be able to survive coming in late game. I don't think Tiona actually would, so I think this is going to be our best bet to actually get a good run out. Now, I didn't talk Memoria, but I am actually using the Strength Memoria, the late game Strength Memoria that does 6% up, turns 8 through 15. I'm also using the Fire Attack damage up, turns 11 through 15. It's also, I believe, Wind and Thunder on that too. I could be wrong on those, but it does a couple other elements, but Fire's the main one. And then finally, I am also running the SA gauge charging buffer. Essentially, on turn 6, it gives you 44% SA gauge charge on top of everything else. Because as you'll see here, when we get into the late game, SA makes a huge difference. So, Elise, Haruhime, Tiona, and Belle all do skill 1 here. Very, very important we do this in the right order. Okay? Now, that means that we have the physical resist down 50%, but that's actually essentially a native skill on Reveria. She's going to keep that there for a few turns. We won't be able to defeat that, so we're just going to keep going on. I'm going to go ahead and do skill 2 here with Elise. That is going to be allies 30% HP heal and status buff plus 2 turns. I'm going to go ahead and do skill 3 with Belle. That's going to be status buff, essentially the same thing, but status buff 3 turns. That's going to give everybody big buff benefits. I'm also going to do here, this is going to do fire resist and magic resist down 35%. That is skill 3 with Tiona. And then with Haruhime, we're going to do her skill 2, and that's just getting buffs out there, but also she's going to be extending debuffs. So very important skill that. Okay. Now, turn 3, this is where it gets interesting. So with Elise, I'm going to do her skill 3. With Haruhime, I'm going to do her SA. We did talk about this. It does 44% SA gauge charge. Also is going to give everybody strength and magic 120%. So very important skill. With Tiona, I'm going to go ahead and do her skill 2. And same with Bell, because their skill 2s are really their big single target hits. Okay. There's that. Everything's in play. Good looking attacks, by the way. And everything looks fantastic. Now, turn 4 gets interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to keep the single target attack there with her. I'm going to go ahead and, for Haruhime, I'm going to do her skill 2. That's going to extend buffs and debuffs one more time. And everybody's just going to basically keep doing their big single target attack. The one thing I do have to pay attention to is I need to make sure, because you notice their strength of magic up 120% is really only there for 2 more turns. Haruhime is going to buff that, and we'll need to just do some more buffing on that to keep that in play. There we go. There we go. Now, with Tiona, remember, Tiona's removing the magic buff. So we really need Tiona to do her skill 2 here, or her SA, but skill 2 is going to make it a little more comfy. I don't want to overdo the SAs. I want to use basic skills for that and save our SAs for our big stacks later on. Now, unfortunately, Haruhime did not get wiped out there. That was my goal. I suppose it is what it is. So she's going to get wiped out on this turn. I'm going to go ahead and do her skill 2 one more time. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and start the buff stack with, with Elise. And that buff stack's going to be really, really, really important to late game. But also, she doesn't really do any debuffing or anything like that, and we need to get her extra actions in play. Tiona, I'm going to go ahead and do this again as well to get her extra actions in play. Haruhime is going to do her skill 2, just essentially get a little more buffing. And normally I would do skill 1 with Bell, but Bell's skill 1 has a debuff in it. And remember, debuffs are going to get wiped out after this turn. I'm going to go ahead and do this skill. It's going to nullify a physical attack. It's going to do an HP heal, and it's going to buff those, add time onto those buffs one more time. So essentially on this turn we get a huge buff to our buffs. There we go. Alright, Reveria took massive damage there, but I'm not overly worried about Reveria because at the end of this turn she's going to be gone anyway. Doesn't really matter what happens with her. So I'm going to do her skill 2. Hopefully she gets that off before she croaks. Hopefully, being the operative here. And to kind of make sure that that happens, I'm going to go ahead and do Elise's skill 2. That's going to get a nice heal out there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do skill 3 with Tiona. That's going to get her SA out there. And with Bell this time, I'm going to do a skill 1. So Tiona and Bell are doing debuffs. Essentially, Reveria is doing a buff, and then Elise is just replicating buffs and doing a little bit of heal work. So, pretty straightforward stuff there. Now, Reveria, survive or not, is going to swap out at the end of this turn, but she absolutely did. Oh, Tiona! Tiona, do not take any more damage, girl. There we go. Whew. So, I'm not happy with the condition of Tiona at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do some more healing here with Elise. I'd love to do more damage with her, but we need to heal again. Did not feel great what she just did there, but that's okay. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'll be honest here. I think what the wise choice is going to be is to go ahead and do her skill 3. That's going to debuff her single target resistance. Bet is going to come in, and he's going to do his skill 1. That's going to do a fire resistance debuff. It's going to do a couple other things. And it's going to give him his extra actions. Tiona, I'm going to go ahead and do her skill 3 one more time. And then Bell, I'm going to do his skill 3 to get another heal out because we desperately need that heal for Tiona. Tiona's in a bad, bad, bad state. I really kind of feel like I might want to do a heal here, but we've got to get some damage out. Let's see, what is Bell's? We don't know what Bell's... Yeah, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and do her skill 3. I might regret it. I really can't lose Tiona yet, but I'm really hoping Bell's heal and his physical attack nullification. Of course, she does magic attacks, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm hoping the heal really kind of does the trick. Bet, on the other hand, let's see. Yeah. Yep. This is the turn order. This is the turn order. I need Tiona to survive, and I'm very worried that she's not. Okay, but we did get a good kind of barrier out there, so to speak. So, actually, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. Okay. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm a little worried we're going to lose Tiona. And I don't know a good way to avoid that. Bet I'm going to go ahead and do his skill 2. Remove strength, match, critical rate, fire attack, buffs. Self-strength, critical rate, counter rate, plus 80% for 1 turn, 20% max HP barrier, boards KO only once. Yeah, he really needs that skill 2, so let's do his skill 2. Tiona will do skill 2 because she has to. She's got no choice. Bell is going to do his... I think Bell's the one person keeping her alive, so I'm going to do his skill 3. I'm going to forego the damage on this turn to try to keep Tiona in the game. Let's do this. Fingers crossed. I'm very worried about Tiona's health right now. She's defensively, she's kind of lacking. She's taking extra damage, and I don't know if she's going to survive this essay. I'm very, very, very worried about the state of Tiona. Okay. Alright, comfy. Nice. I can work with this. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and continue our buff stack here with everybody else. Bet can actually go back and do, let's see, his skill 1 includes some debuffs, so I'm going to do his skill 3, get some damage out. Tiona can go ahead and do her skill 1 again. And Bell can do his skill 3 one more time. Keep everybody happy and healthy and in control. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Okay, now, debuffs have been removed. We can go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and do the single target debuff 30%. I know that's going to forego a little bit of healing. I think that's okay. Nah, actually, Tiona really needs that healing. Let's go ahead and redo this here. And debuff that there. Tiona's integral, but... we can't lose her yet. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and do Elise her skill 2. And Bell his skill 3. Or skill 1, I'm sorry. Yeah. So Elise skill 2. Beth skill 1. Tiona skill 3. And Bell skill 1. We're essentially just... Tiona is really just running the... Oh! Elise failed to get her attack off early. That's not great. We can use Bet for this, but that's going to cost us. Let's see where we're at. So, we're going to go ahead and do a triple essay on this turn. And we're going to see where that gets us. So we're going to be at maximum buffs. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Good hits there. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen Elise die there. I've never, ever, ever lost Elise there. Bet and Bell. Bet and Bell should survive this. I don't see any problem with them. Losing Elise was huge. Huge. And I can't understate that. I'm going to go ahead and do Bet's move here. This will remove magic buffs, which I'm sorry, I keep saying magic buffs, strength buffs, which we will need. Bell, I'll do his skill 2. Best we got at this point. It's the best opportunity we've got. I think honestly, if I can get a double SA with him, I'll be in good shape. Bell's not surviving this. Bell should have probably done his skill 3. There probably are holes in this that I can easily fill. But Bet is a survivor. So let's go ahead and give him his SA. We'll see our numbers after this. There are probably ways to keep these guys alive. Like I said, if we had a KO save, probably would have helped us there. And that, I think, is one thing. Ooh. Bet, what are you doing? Oh, this is going to hurt so bad. We're 1 turn shy. Come on. Oh, he healed, though. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's see what our score is. So not quite. So in reality, the 1.2 mil I did get with this team, but Haruhime left on turn 4 like I wanted to. We were just in a better state all around, and that really helped. I didn't lose Tiona. I didn't lose Elise. I think Elise was kind of the linchpin, the main difference between the 300,000 damage differential that we saw. Because really, that's like 1 SA, right? That's really easy to see. Really wish I could tell you I was more comfortable with this. Like I said, I did see the 1.2 billion. I see say million, 1.2 billion out of this team, this exact same team, just with a 25% single target. I feel confident this team can do it, but I lost everybody in that same place with that prior run. So if you can find a way to keep this team alive, great. I really think the KO save would do it. But it was a fun test nevertheless. I'm going to continue working on this team. If you have recommendations for this team, put them in the comments down below. But I kind of feel like there's something I'm missing on this team that could probably pull it together. And I really feel like, you know, whenever it's Record Buster, whenever you lose 1 unit, the dominoes just start falling. And that's kind of what happened. We lost Tiona, then we lost Elise, and then the other 2 were just, it was a matter of time. So, let me know what you guys think. If there's a way we can modify this team, let me know in the comments. I feel confident this team could do it, but I just haven't cracked it yet. But I'd love to hear your comments. Like, share, all the good stuff. And let's see you guys for more Danmachi coming up here really soon.